My name is Nora Zahn, and I am the director of this show. A few things before we get started. First of all, please take this wonderful moment while we're all here together to silence your cell phone. Know that on the off chance that some sort of unexpected event were to occur in the middle of the performance, there are exits all along the left wall of the building. So even if you cannot see an exit sign from your seat, know that they are there. A few more things. There will be actors running in and out of the aisles, so please be aware of that and adjust your leg room situation accordingly. Know that you are absolutely allowed to take photos, but please, please, please disable the flash function if you can, because we wouldn't want to blind anybody on stage. You'll all get that later. The last thing is that there will be a brief 10-minute intermission in the middle of the show, but it will feel quite brief. So just know that so that you can be ready to return to your seat for the start of the second act. I think that's it. So thank you all so much for coming. We're really glad you're here, and enjoy King Lear.
I thought the king had more affected the Duke of Albany than Cornwall.
It did always seem so to us, but now, in the division of his kingdom, it appears not which of the dukes he values most, for curiosity in neither to make choice of either's moiety.
Is not this your son, my lord?
His breeding, sir, hath been in my charge. I have so often blushed to acknowledge him that now I am raised to it.
I cannot conceive you.
Sir, this young fellow's mother could, whereupon she grew a round wound, and had indeed, sir, a child for her cradle, she had a husband for her bed. Do you smell a fault?
I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of it being so proper.
But I have, sir, a child by order of law, some year elder than this, who is yet no dearer in my account. For though this knave came something saucily into the world before he was asked for, yet was his mother fair, there was good sport at his making, and the whoreson must be acknowledged. Do you know this honorable gentleman, Edmund?
No, my lord.
My lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter as my noble friend.
My services to your lordship.
I must love you, and soon to know you better.
Sir, I shall study deserving.
He hath been out 9 years and will away again. The king is coming.
Attend the lords of France and Burgundy, Gloucester.
I shall unleash.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map there. Know that we have divided in three our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake all cares of age and business from our age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we unburdened crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall, and you are no less loving son of Albany, we have this hour a constant will to publish our daughter's several dowers, that future strife may be prevented. Now, the princes, France and Burgundy, great rivals in our youngest daughter's love, long in our court have made their amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, since now we will divest us both of rule, interest of territory, cares of state, which of you, shall we say, doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend where nature doth with merit challenge? Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than words can wield the matter, dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty, beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life, with grace, health, beauty, honor, as much as child e'er loved or father found, a love that makes breath poor and speech unable. Beyond all manner of so much, I love you. What shall Cordelia do? Love and be silent.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forests and with champagnes rich, we make thee lady. To thine and Albany's issue be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, dearest Regan, wife to Cornwall? Speak.
Sir, I am made of the self-same metal that my sister is, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart I find she names
my very deed of love, only she comes too short. That I profess myself an enemy to all other joys, and find I am alone, felicited in your dear highness' love.
Then poor Cordelia, and yet not so, since I am sure my love's more richer than my tongue.
To thee and thine, hereditary, ever remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred on Goneril. Now our joy, although the last not least, to whose young love the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive to be interest. What can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord. Nothing.
No, nothing will come of nothing. Speak again, eh?
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, nor more nor less.
How, Cordelia, mend your speech a little, lest it may mar your fortunes.
Good my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit. Obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Happily, when I shall wed, that lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters to love my father all.
But goes thy heart this?
Aye, good my lord.
So young, and so untender?
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth, then be thy dower, for by the sacred radiance of the sun, by the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operation of the orbs from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all my paternal care, propinquity, and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever. The barbarous Scythian, or he that makes his generation messes to gorge his appetite, shall to my bosom be as well neighbored, pitied, and relieved as thou, my sometime daughter.
Good, my
Peace, Kent! Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most, and thought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence, and avoid my sight, so be my grave, my peace, as here I give her father's heart from her. Call France, whose stores, call Burgundy, Cornwall and Albany, with my true daughter's dowers, digest this third. Let pride, which she calls plainless, marry her. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and all the large effects that troop with majesty. Ourself, by monthly course, with reservation of 100 knights, by you to be sustained, shall our abode make with you by due terms. Only we still retain the name and all the additions to a king, the sway, revenue, and execution of the rest, beloved sons, be yours.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, as my master.
The bow is bent and drawn, make from the shaft.
Let it fall, however, for the fork invade the region of my heart. Because unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wilt thou do, old man? Thinkest thou duty shall have dread to speak when power to flattery bows? To plainness honors bow when majesty stoops to folly. Reverse thy doom, and in thy best consideration check this hideous rashness. Answer my life, my judgment. Thy youngest daughter does not love thee least. Nor are those empty-hearted whose low sound reverbs no hollowness.
Catch on thy life no more.
My life I never held but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being the most.
Out of my sight!
See, better, Lear, and let me remember the true blank of thine eye.
Now by Apollo!
Now by Apollo, king, thou swearest thy
Oh, vassal! Miscreant!
Dear sir, forbear.
Do. Kill thy physician, and the fee bestow upon thy foulest feast. Reverse thy doom, or whilst I can vent clamor from my throat, I'll tell thee, thou dost evil.
On thine allegiance, hear me! Since thou hast sought to make us break our vow, which we durst never yet, and with strained pride to come between our sentence and our power, our potency made good. Take thy reward. 5 days we do allot thee for provision, and on the 6th to turn thy hatred back on our kingdom. If on the 10th day following thy banished trunk be found in our dominions, the moment is thy death. Away, by Jupiter, this shall not be revoked.
Fare thee well, King. Since thus thou wilt appear, freedom lives hence, and banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, then. Most justly thinks, and hast most rightly said. And your large speeches, may your deeds approve, that good effect should spring from words of love. Thus can't, O princes, bid you all adieu, nor shape his old course in a country new.
Here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
My lord of Burgundy, we first addressed towards you who with this king have rivaled for our youngest daughter. What, in the least, will you require as present dower with her, or cease your quest of love?
Most royal highness, I crave no more than what your majesty offered, nor will you tender less.
Right, noble Burgundy, when she was dear to us, we did hold her so, but now her price is fallen. If aught within that little seeming substance, or all of it by our displeasure piece, and nothing more may fitly like your grace, she's there, and she is yours. Will you take her, or leave her?
Pardon me, royal sir, election makes not up on such conditions.
Then leave her, sir. For you, great king, I would not make such a stray from your love to match you where I hate. Therefore, beseech you to avert your liking a more worthier way than on a wretch whom nature is ashamed almost to acknowledge hers.
This is most strange that she, that even but now was your best object, the arguments of your praise, balm of your age, most best, most dearest, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous, to dismantle so many folds of favor. Sure, her offense must be of such unnatural degree, which, to believe of her, must be a reason that fate without miracle could never collect in me.
I yet beseech your majesty, if for I want that glib and oily art to speak and purpose not, since what I well intend, I'll do it before I speak, that you make known it is no vicious blot, murder, or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that hath deprived me of your grace and favor, but rather for want of that for which I am richer, still soliciting I, and such a tongue as I am glad I have not, though not to have it have lost me in your liking.
Better thou hadst not been born than not to have pleased me better.
Is it but this, a tardiness in nature that often leaves the history unspoke, that it intends to do? My lord of Burgundy, what say you to the lady? She is herself a dowry.
Royal Lear, give but that portion which yourself proposed, and here I take Cordelia by the hand, Duchess of Burgundy.
Nothing. I have sworn I am firm.
I am sorry then, you have so lost a father, that you must lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy. Since that respects of fortune are his love, I shall not be his wife.
Fairest Cordelia, that art most rich being poor, most choice forsaken, and most love despised. Gods, 'Tis strange that from their coldest neglect my heart should kindle to inflamed respect. Thy dowerless daughter, king, thrown to my chances, queen of us, of ours, our fair friends. Not all the dukes of waterish Burgundy can have this unprized, precious maid of me. Bid them farewell, Cordelia, though unkind, thou losest here. Better where to find.
Thou hast her, France. Let her be thine, for we have no such daughter, or shall ever see the face of hers again. Therefore be gone, without our grace, our love, our benefit. Come, noble Burgundy.
The jewels of our father, with washed eyes, Cordelia. I know you what you are, and like a sister, most loath to call your faults as they are named. Use well, our father. To your professed bosoms I commit him, but yet, alas, should I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe us our duties.
You have obedience scanted, and well are worth the want that you had wanted. Time shall unfold what plated cunning hides, who cover faults at last shame them derides. Well, may you prosper.
Come, my fair Cordelia.
Sister, it is not little I have to say about what most nearly appertains to us both. I think our father will hence tonight. You see how full of changes his age is. The observation we have made of it hath not been little. He always loved our sister mostly, but poor judgment he hath now cast her off of his too grossly.
That's most certain, and with you next month with us.
Pray you, let's do something. If our father carry authority with such dispositions as he bears, does last surrender of his will but offend us?
We shall further think on
We
it.
must do something, head in the heat.
Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a sibling? Why, bastard? Wherefore base, when my dimensions are as well compact, my mind as generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue? Why brand they us with base? With baseness, bastardy, base, who, in the lusty stealth of nature, take more composition and fierce quality than doth, within a dull, stale, tired bed, go to the creating a whole tribe of fops got tween asleep and wake. Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate. If this letter's speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow. I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards!
Kent banished thus, and France in call parted. The king gone tonight, subscribed his power, confined to exhibition. All this done upon the gad. How now, Edmund, what news?
So please your lordship, none.
Oh, why so earnestly seek you to put up that letter?
No news, my lord.
What paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No. If it be let's see. If it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, my lord, pardon me. It is a letter from my sister which I have not all o'er read, and for so much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your o'erlooking.
Give me the letter,
I
sir.
shall offend either to detain or give it.
Let's see.
I hope, for my sister's justification, that she wrote this but as an essay or taste of my virtue.
This policy and reverence of age makes the world bitter to the best of our times. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of aged tyranny. Come to me, that of this I may speak more. If our father should sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever? Conspiracy. Sleep till I waked him, enjoy half his revenue forever? My daughter, Edgar, is she a hand to write this with, a heart and brain to breed it in? Oh, when came this to you? Who brought it?
It was not brought me, my lord. There's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
You know the character to be your sister's.
If the matter were good, my lord, I'd swear it were hers, but in respect of that, I would fain think it were not.
It is hers.
It is her hand, my lord. But I hope her heart is not in the contents.
That she never heretofore sounded you in this business.
Never, my lord. But I have heard her oft maintain it to be fit that children at perfect age and fathers declining, the father should be as ward to the child, and the child manage his revenue.
Villain, villain! Her very opinion in the letter! Horrid villain, detested, brutish villain! Worse than brutish. Goneril. Abominable villain! Oh, where is she?
I do not well know, my lord. It shall please you to suspend your indignation against my sister till you can derive from her better testimony of her intent. You shall run a certain course, where, if you violently proceed against her, mistaking her purpose, it would be a great gap in your own honor, and shake in pieces the heart of her obedience. I dare pawn down my life for her, that she hath writ this but to feel my affection to your honor, and to no further pretense of danger.
Think you so?
If your honor judge it meet, I will bring you, and you shall hear us confer of this, and that without any further delay than this very evening.
She cannot be such a monster.
Nor is not, sure.
To her father, who so tenderly and entirely loves her. Oh, go, Edmund. Seek her out. Wind me into her. Pray you, frame the matter after your own wisdom. I would unstate myself to be in due resolution.
I will seek her, sir, presently. Convey the business as I shall find means, and acquaint you with all.
These late eclipses of the sun and moon portend no good to us. Although nature can reason it thus and thus, yet nature is scourged by the sequent effects. Love cools, friendship falls off, siblings divide, in cities mutinies, countries discord, palaces treason, and the bond cracked twixt child and father. This villain of mine comes under the prediction, there's child against father. The king falls from vice of nature, there's father against child. We have seen the best of our time. Go, Edmund, seek her out. You shall lose thee nothing. Do it carefully. And the noble and true-hearted Kent banished. His offense? Honesty. 'Tis strange.
This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the servant of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and the stars, as if we were villains by necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherers by spherical predominance, liars, thieves, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are evil in, by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of poor master man, to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Edgar. Back she comes, like the catastrophe of the old comedy. My cue is villainous melancholy with a sigh, like Tom of Bedlam. Oh, these eclipses do portend these divisions. Fa, su, la, me!
Oh no, Brother Edmund, what serious contemplation are you in?
I'm thinking, sister, of a prediction I read this other day, what should follow these eclipses.
You busy yourself about that.
I promise you, the effects he writes of succeed unhappily, as of unnaturalness between the child and the parent, death, dearth, dissolutions of ancient amenities, divisions in states, menaces and maledictions against kings and nobles, needless differences, banishment of friends, dissipation of cohorts, nuptial breaches, and I know not what.
How long have you been a sectary astronomical?
Come. What saw you my father last?
Why, then I come back.
Spake you with him?
Aye, 2 hours together.
Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by word or countenance?
None at all.
Bethink yourself where you may have offended him. And in my entreaty forbear his presence till some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this instant so rageth in him that with the mischief of your person it would scarcely allay.
Some villain hath done me wrong.
That's my fear. I pray you, have a continent forbearance till the speed of his rage goes slower, and, as I say, retire with me to my lodging, from whence I will fitly bring you to hear my lord speak. Pray you, go. If you do stir abroad, go armed.
Armed, brother.
Sister, I advise you to the best, go armed. I am no honest man, if there be any good meaning towards you. I have told you what I have seen and heard but faintly. Pray you, away.
Shall I hear from you anon?
I do serve you in this business. Credulous father, and a sister noble whose nature is so far from doing harms that she suspects none, on whose honesty my practice is right easy. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit. All with me's meet that I can fashion fit.
My father strike my gentleman for chatting this fool?
Yes, madam.
By day and night he wrongs me. Every hour flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'll not endure it. His nicer rises and himself upbraids us on every trifle. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him. Say I'm sick. You come slack of former services, you shall do well, the falsehood I'll answer.
He's coming, madam. I hear him.
Put on what weary negligence you please, you and your fellows. I'll have it come to question. If he dislike it, let him to our sister, whose mind and mine I know in that are one. Not to be overruled. I know old man that still would manage the authorities that he hath given away. By my life, old fools are baked again, who must be used with checks as flatteries. Remember what I tell you.
Well, madam.
And the little nights have colder ones among you. What grows of it, advise your fellows so. I would read from his occasions, and I shall let him speak. I'll write straight to my sister and hold my very course. Okay.
Yes, but as well I other accents borrow, that can my speech diffuse. My good intent may carry through itself to that full issue for which I raised my likeness. Now, banished Kent, thou canst serve without a son condemned. So may it come, thy master, whom thou lovest, shall find thee full of laborers.
Let me not stay a jot for dinner. Oh! How now? What art thou?
A man, sir.
What dost thou profess? What wouldst thou with us?
I do profess to be no less than I seem. To serve him truly, that will put me in trust. To love him that is honest. To converse with him that is wise and says little. To fear judgment. To fight when I cannot choose. And to eat no fish.
What art thou?
A very honest-hearted fellow, and as poor as the king.
Yeah, if thou wert as poor for a subject as he is for a king, thou art poor enough, What wouldst thou?
Service.
Whom wouldst thou serve?
You.
Dost thou know me, fellow?
No, sir. But you have that in your countenance which I would fain call master.
What's that?
Authority.
What services canst thou do?
I can keep honest counsel, run, ride, mar a curious tale in the telling of it, and deliver a plain message bluntly.
How old art thou?
Not so young to love a woman for singing, nor too old to dote on her for anything. I have years on my back, 40 and 8.
Follow me. Thou shalt serve me, if I like thee no less after dinner. I'll not part from thee yet. Oh, dinner! Oh, dinner! Oh, where's my knave, my fool? Go you, call my fool hither. Oh, you, sir, you, sirrah. Where's my daughter?
So please you. Oh.
What says the fellow there? Call the clod Paul back! Where's my fool? Oh! World's asleep. Now, what says that mongrel?
He says, my lord, your daughter is not well.
Why came not the slave back to me when I called him?
Well, sir, he answered me in the roundest manner. He would not.
What? He would not?
Well, I know not what the matter is, my lord, but to my judgment, your highness is not entertained with that ceremonious affection as you were wont. Oh, there's a great abatement of kindness as well in the general dependence as in the duke himself also and your daughter.
Ah, sayest thou so?
Well, I beseech you, pardon me, my lord, if I be mistaken. For my duty cannot be silent when I think your highness wronged.
And thou but rememberest me of mine own consent. I have perceived a most mate's neglect of late, which I have rather attributed to mine own jealous curiosity that is the very pretense and purpose of unkindness. I'll look further into it. But where's my fool? Oh, I have not seen him this 2 days.
Since the young lady's going to France, sir, the fool hath pined away.
I've noted it well. Go you and tell my daughter I would speak with her. Oh, you, sir! Come hither, sir! Who am I, sir?
My lady's father.
Oh. My lady's father? My lord's knave, your whoreson dog, you slave, you cur!
I am none of these things, my lord. I beseech your pardon.
Do you bandy looks with me, you rascal?
Do not be struck, my lord.
Huh?
North Shore! Grace football player.
I thank thee, fellow, thou servest me, and I love thee. Huh?
Come, son. Go ride. Oh, I'll teach you differences away! You'll get your lover's length again, Terry. But away. Go to.
Now, my friendly knave, I thank thee.
Let me hire him too. Here's my coxcomb.
Oh, my boy! My knave.
Sir, you were best to take my coxcomb.
Why, fool?
Why, for taking one sparklets out of favor. Nay, not canst not smile as the wind sits, thou wilt catch cold shortly. There, take my coxcomb. Why, this fellow has banished 2 honest daughters, bid the third a blessing against his will. If thou wilt follow him, thou must needs wear my coxcomb. How now, uncle, would I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters?
Why, my boy?
If I gave them all my living, I'd keep my coxcombs myself. There's mine, beg another of thy daughters.
It's nothing, fool.
Then 'tis like the breath of an unfeed lawyer. They gave me nothing for it. Can you make no use of nothing, nuncle?
I know, boy, nothing can be made of nothing.
Prithee, tell him so much the rent of his land comes to, he will not believe a fool.
Oh, a bitter fool!
Dost thou know the difference, my boy, between a bitter fool and a sweet fool?
No, lad, teach me, eh?
That lord that counselled thee to give away thy land, come place him here by me, do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear, the one in motley here, the other found out there.
No! Dost thou call me fool, boy?
All thy other titles thou hast given away, that thou wast born with.
This is not altogether fool, my lord.
Give me an egg, nuncle, and I'll give thee 2 crowns.
What 2 crowns shall they be?
Why, after I have cut the egg in the middle and eat up the meat, the 2 crowns of the egg.
When thou clovest thy crown in the middle and gavest away both parts, thou borest thy ass on thy back o'er the dirt. Thou hadst little wit in thy bald crown when thou gavest thy golden one away.
Sir, we'll have you whipped.
I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true, thou'lt have me whipped for lying, and sometimes I am whipped for holding my peace. I'd rather be any kind of thing than a fool, and yet I would not be thee, Nuncle. Thou hast pared thy wit of both sides, and with nothing. Here comes one of the parents.
And our daughter? Oh, what makes that frontlet on? Methinks you are too much of late in the frown.
Thou wast a pretty fellow when thou hadst no need to care for her frowning. Now thou art like an O without a figure. I am better than thou art now. I am a fool, thou art nothing. Yes, forsooth, I will hold my tongue, so your face bids me, though you say nothing.
Not only, sir, this your all-licensed fool, but others of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quark, breaking forth in rank and not to be endured riots. Sir, I had thought by making this well known unto you to have found a safe address, but now grow fearful for what yourself too late have spoken and done, that you protect this course and put it on by your allowance.
For you know, Nuncle, the hedge sparrow fed the cuckoo so long that its had bit off by its young. So out went the candle, and we were left darkling.
Are you our daughter?
Come, sir, I would you would make use of that good wisdom whereof I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions that of late transform me from what you rightly are.
Oh, I should learn that, for by the marks of sovereignty, knowledge, and reason, I should be fast persuaded I had daughters.
Which they would make an obedient father.
Your name, fair gentlewoman?
This admiration, sir, is much of the savor of other your new pranks. I do beseech you understand my purposes are right. As you are old and reverend, you should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so debauched and bold that this our court infected with their manners shows like a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust make it more like a tavern or a brothel than a graceful palace. The shame itself to speak for instant remedy. Be then desired by her that else will take the thing she begs. A little to disquantity your trade.
Darkness and devils! Saddle my horses, call my train together. Degenerate, bastard! All my trouble. Yet have I left a daughter.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabbles make servants of their betters.
Oh, that too late repents! Oh, sir, are you come? Is it your will? Speak, sir. Ready my horses.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Detested kite! Thou light! Oh, small fault! How ugly didst thou in Cordelia show that like an engine wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from heart all love and added to the goal. Oh, Lear, 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 beat at the gate that let thy folly in and thy dear judgment out. Go, my people!
My lord, I am guiltless, as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
That may be so, my lord. Here, nature, here, dear goddess, here! Suspend thy purpose if thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful. Into her womb convey sterility, dry up in her the organs of increase, and from her derogate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create her child a spleen that may live and be athwart disnature, torment her, let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, turn all her mother's pains and benefits into laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharp that a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. Away. Away.
What's the matter, sir?
Yea, is it come to this? Let it be so. Yet have I left a daughter who I am sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of you, with her nails she'll flay thy wolfish visage.
Do you mark that, my lord?
I cannot be so partial, Goneril.
Pay you contempt. What? Oswald, ho! You, sir, more knave than fool, after your master.
Uncle Lear, Uncle Lear! Tarry and take the fool with thee.
'Tis politic and safe to let him keep at point 100 nights. Yes, that in every dream he may guard his dotage with their powers and hold our lives at mercy. What Oswald, I said!
He may fear too far.
Safer than trust too far. Let me still take away the harms I fear not, fear still to be taken. I know his heart, what he hath uttered. I have writ my sister. If she sustain him in his 100 nights when I have shown the unfitness, but Oswald, have you read the letter to my sister?
Yes, madam.
Away to horse, inform her full of my particular fear, and there to add such reasons of your own as may compact it more. Get you gone. And hasten your return. No, my lord, this milky gentleness and course of yours, though I condemn it not, yet under pardon we are much more attasked for want of wisdom than praised for harmful mildness.
Yeah, how far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. Striving the better, oft we mar what's well.
Nay, then.
Well, the event.
Will you go forth to Gloucester with these letters? Acquaint my daughter no further with anything you know that comes from her demand out of the letter. The diligence be not speedy, I shall be there for you.
I will not sleep, my lord, till I have delivered your letter.
I did her wrong.
Canst tell how an oyster makes his shell? Nor I neither. But I can tell why a snail has a house.
Why?
Why to put his head in? Not to give it away to his daughters and leave his born without a case.
I will forget my nature. So kind a father. Be my horses ready.
Thy asses are run about him. The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7 is a pretty reason.
Because they are not 8.
Yes, indeed! No, it's like a good fool.
Take it again. Force. I'm still in gratitude!
Thou art my fool uncle, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time.
How was that?
Thou shouldst not have been old till thou hadst been wise.
Not be bad. Not bad, sweetheart. Keep me in temper. I would not go mad. Are my horses ready?
Ready, my lord.
Oh, my boy.
The Duke of Cornwall and Regan his Duchess will be here with him this night. Will the Duke be here tonight? The better. Best. This weaves itself perforce into my business. My father hath set guard to take my sister, and I have one thing of a queasy question which I must act. Briefness and fortune, work! Sister, a word. Descend! Sister, I say. My father watches. Sister, fly this place. Intelligence is given where you are hid. You have now the good advantage of the night. You're not spoken against the Duke of Cornwall. He's coming hither now, in the night, in the haste, and Regan with him. Have you nothing said upon his party against the Duke of Albany? Advise yourself.
John, not a word.
I hear my father coming. Pardon me. In cunning, I must draw my sword upon you. Draw! Seem to defend yourself? Now quit you well. Yield! Come before my father! Lie down here! Fly, sister. Torches! Torches! So farewell. Some blood drawn on me would beget opinion. Ah! Ow! Whoa, my more fierce endeavor! I've seen drunkards do more than this in sport. Father! Father! Yes! Stop. Stop. No hell! No, Edmund! Where's the villain? Here stood she in the dark, her sharp sword out, mumbling of wicked charms, conjuring the moon to... But where is she? Look, sir! I bleed!
Where is the villain, Edmund?
Fled this way, sir, when by no means she could
Pursue her, ho, go after.
by no means what? Persuade me to the murder of your lordship. Seeing how loathly opposite I stood to her unnatural purpose, in fell motion, with her prepared sword, she lances on my unprovided body, gashed mine arm. But when she saw my best alarmed spirits, or whether gasted by the noise I made, full suddenly she fled.
Let her fly far. Not in this land shall she remain uncaught, and found, dispatch. The noble duke, my master, my worthy arch and patron, comes tonight. By his authority I will proclaim it, that he who finds her shall deserve our thanks. He that conceals her, death.
And I dissuaded her from her intent, and found her pipe to do it. With cursed speech I threatened to discover her. She replied, "Thou unpossessing bastard, dost thou think, if I would stand against thee with the reposal of any trust, virtue, or worth in thee, make thy words faith? No. What I should deny, as this I would, though thou didst produce my very character, I'd turn it all to thy suggestion, plot, and damned practice. And thou must make a dillard of the world, if they not thought the profits of my death were very pregnant and potential spurs to make thee seek it."
Strong and fastened villain. Would she deny her letter? I never got her. Hark! The Duke's trumpets. I know not why he comes. All ports I'll bar. The Duke must grant me that. Besides, her picture I'll send far and near, that all the kingdom may have due note of her. Of my land's loyal and natural boy, I'll work the means to make thee capable.
How now, my noble friend? Since I came hither, which I can call but now, I've heard strange news.
If it can be true, all vengeance comes too short which can pursue the offender. How dost, my lord?
Oh, madam, my old heart is cracked. It's cracked.
Did my father's godchild seek your life? She whom my father named your Edmund?
Oh, lady, shame would have it hid.
Was she not companion with the riotous knights that tend upon my father?
I know not, madam. 'Tis too bad.
Yes, madam, she was of that consort.
No marvel then, though she were ill-affected, 'tis they have put her onto the old man's death to have the expense and waste of his revenue. I have this present evening from my sister been well informed of them, and with such cautions, that if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be there.
Nor I, assure thee, Regan. Edmund, I hear you have shown your father a childlike office.
'Twas my duty, sir.
Oh, he did berate her practice and received this hurt you see here, striving to apprehend her.
She pursued?
Aye, my good lord.
She be taken. She shall never again be feared of doing harm. For you, Edmund, whose virtue and obedience this instance so much commend itself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trust we shall much need. You we first seize on.
I shall serve you, sir. Truly, however else.
Oh, for him I thank your grace.
You know not why we came to visit you.
Thus out of season
spreading dark eye at night. Occasions, noble Gloucester, of some poise, where we must have use of your advice. Our father, he hath writ, so hath our sister of differences, which I least thought it fit to answer from our home. The several messengers from hence attend dispatch. Our little friend, lay comforts to your bosom and bestow your needful counsel to our business, which craves the instant use.
I serve you, madam. Your graces are right welcome.
Good dawning to thee, friend, art of this house.
Aye,
Where may we set our horses?
in the mire.
Prithee, tell me.
I love thee not.
Why, then I care not for thee.
Let thee in lips very pinfold, I would make thee care for me.
Why dost thou use me thus? I know thee not.
Fellow, I know thee.
Or what dost thou know me for?
A knave, a rascal, an eater of broken geese, a base, proud, shallow, beggarly, three-suited, 100-pound, filthy, worsted-stocking knave, a lily-livered, action-taking knave, a whoreson, glass-gazing, super-serviceable, finical rogue, one trunk inheriting slave, one that would be a bawd in way of good service, and art nothing but the composition of a knave. Beggar, coward, pander, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch. One whom I will beat into clamorous whining if thou deniest the least syllable of thy addition.
Why, what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one that is neither known of thee nor knows thee.
What a brazen-faced father art thou to deny thou knowest me? Isn't that 2 days ago since I tripped up thy heels and beat thee before the king? Draw, you rascal. For though it be night, if the moon shines, I make a sop of the moonshine of you. Draw, you whoreson, cullenly barber-mongerer, draw.
Away! I have nothing to do with thee.
Draw, you rascal. You come with letters against the king and take vanity, the puppet's part, against the royalty of her father. Draw! Or also carve a knot of your shanks. Draw, you rascal. Come your way.
Help! Help! Murder! Help!
Stand, broke.
Stand! These slaves try! Help! Help! Murder! Help! Now! What's the matter?
With you, Goodman boy, you please. I'll bless you. Oh, come on, young master.
Weapons, arms! What's the matter here?
Keep peace upon your lives. He dies that strikes again. What is the matter?
Messengers from our sister and the king.
What is thy difference? Speak.
I am scarce in breath, my lord.
No marvel you have so disturbed your valor. You cowardly rascal, nature disclaims in thee.
Speak yet. How grew your quarrel?
This ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I have spared, at suit of his grey beard.
Thou whoreson Zahn, thou unnecessary letter. My lord, if you will give me leave, I will tread this unbolted villain into mortar, and dab a wall of jakes with him. Spare my grey beard to wagtail.
Why art thou angry?
That such a knave as this should wear a sword who wears no honesty. Such smiling rogues renege, affirm, and turn their halcyon beaks with every gale and bury of their master, knowing not, like dogs, but following. A plague upon your epileptic visage. Smile you, my speeches, as though I were a fool. Goose, if I had thee on Sauron's plain, I'd send thee cackling home to Camelot.
Why dost thou call him a knave? What's his offense?
His countenance likes me not.
No more perchance does mine, nor his, nor hers.
Sir, 'tis my occupation to be plain. I have better faces in my time than stands on any shoulder I see before me at this instant.
This is some fellow who, having been praised for bluntness, doth affect a saucy roughness, and constrains the guard quite from his nature. He, an honest mind and plain, he must speak truth. These kind of knaves I know, which in this plainness harbor more craft and more corrupter ends than 20 silly ducking observants that stretch their duties nicely.
Sir, in good sooth, in sincere verity, and in the allowance of your great aspect, like wreath of radiant fire on flickering fever sprout.
What was the offense you gave him? I never gave him any. It pleased the king, his master, very late to strike at me upon his misconstruction, when he, conjunct and flattering his displeasure, tripped me behind. Being down, insulted, railed, and put upon him such a deal of man, that worthied him, got praises of the king, and in the fleshment of this dread exploit, drew on me here again.
None of these knaves are cowards, but Ajax is their fool.
Fetch forth the stocks! You stubborn ancient knave, you reverent baggart, we'll teach you
Sir,
what—
I am too old to learn. Call not your stocks for me. I serve the king, on whose employment I was sent to you. You shall do small respect, shall do bold malice against the grace and person of my master, stalking his messenger.
Fetch forth the stocks. As I have life and honor, there he shall sit till noon.
Till noon, till night, my lord, and all night too.
Why, madam, if I were your father's dog, you would not use me so.
Sir, being his knave, I will.
This is a fellow of the self-same color our sister speaks of. Come, bring away the stocks.
Let me beseech your grace not to do so. His fault is much. Oh, and the good king, his master, will check him for it. The king must take it ill that he's so slightly valued in his messenger to have him thus restrained.
I'll answer that.
My sister may receive it much more worse to have her gentleman abused, assaulted for following her affairs, put in his legs. Come, my lord, away.
I am sorry for thee, friend. 'Tis the Duke's pleasure, whom all the world well knows, will not be rubbed nor stopped. Dollagry for thee.
I pray do not, sir. I have watched and traveled hard. Sometime I'll sleep out, the rest I'll whistle. Man's good fortune may come out at heels. Give you good morrow.
The Duke's to blame in this. 'Twill be ill taken.
Good king, thou out of heaven's benediction comest to the warm sun. Approach, thou beacon, to this underglow. Nothing almost sees miracles like misery. All's wary and overwatched. The advantage heavy eyes not to behold this shameful lodging. Fortune, good night. Smile once more. Turn thy wheel.
For something claimed by the happy hall of a true state. No port is freed. No place that guarded in most unusual vigilance does not attend my taking. While I may escape, I will preserve myself. And with the thought to take the basest and most poorest shape that ever penury and contempt of man brought near to beast. My face, a grime with filth, blanket my loins, else all my hair and knots, and with presented nakedness outface the winds and persecutions of the sky. The country gives me proof and precedent of bread-loving beggars who, with roaring voices, strike in their numbed and mortified bare arms, pins, wooden pricks, nails, sprigs of rosemary. And with this horrible object from low farms, poor pelting villages, sheepcotes and mills, sometime with lunatic bands, sometime with prayers, and force their charity. Ah, poor Telegon, poor Tom. That's something yet. Edgar, nothing am.
Strange that they should so depart from home and not send back my messenger.
Hail to thee, noble master.
Oh! Makest this shame thy pastime?
No, my lord.
He wears cruel garters. Horses fly by the heads, dogs and bears by the neck, monkeys by the loins, and men by the legs. When a man's over lusty at legs, then he wears wooden feather stocks.
What's he that hath so much of thy place this cook to set thee here?
'Tis both he and she, your son and daughter. Yes.
No, I say.
I say yes.
No, they would not.
Yes, they have.
No, they. By Jupiter, I swear,
By
no.
Juno, I swear,
They durst not do it. They could not, would not do it. 'Tis worse than murder to do upon respect such violent outrage. Resolve me with all modest haste which way thou mightst deserve, or they impose this usage coming from us.
My lord, when at their home I did commend your highness's letters to them. Ere I was risen from the place that showed my duty kneeling, came there a reeking host, stewed in his haste, half breathless, panting forth from Goneril, his mistress' salutation, delivered letters spite of intermission, which presently they read, on whose contents they summoned up their manes, straight took horse, command me to follow them and attend the leisure of their answer, gave me cold looks, and, meeting here the other messenger, whose welcome I perceived had poisoned mine, being the very fellow that of late displayed so saucily against your highness, having more man than wit about me, grew. Here is the house, with loud and coward cries, your son and daughter, found this trespass, both the sin, which here is something.
Winter's not gone yet if the wild geese fly that way. Fortune that errant whore ne'er turns the key to the poor.
Where is this daughter?
With the earl, sir, here within.
Follow me not. Stay here.
Let go thy hold when a great wheel runs down a hill, lest it break thy neck with following it. But the great one that goes up the hill, let him draw thee after. When a wise man gives thee better counsel, give me mine again. But that stir which serves and seeks for gain and follows but for form, will pack when it begins to rain and leave thee in the storm.
Where learned you this, fool?
Not in the stocks.
Denied to speak with me? They are sick, they are weary, they have traveled all the night. Lear, fetch me a better answer.
Oh, my dear lord, you know the fiery quality of the Duke, how fixed and unremovable he is in his own course.
Fiery? What quality? The king would speak with Cornwall. The dear father would, with his daughter, speak commands. Tens service. Go tell the hot duke that... Not yet. Maybe he's not well. We are not ourselves when nature, being oppressed, commands the mind to suffer with the body. I'll forbear, and am fallen out with my more headier will to take the indisposed and sickly fit for the sound man. Death on my state! Wherefore should he sit here? This act persuades me that this remotion of the Duke and hers is practice only. Give me my servant forth. Go tell the Duke and his wife I'll speak with them now, presently. Bid them come forth, or at their chamber door I'll beat the drum till it cry, sleep to death.
I would have all well betwixt you.
My rising.
Right to it, uncle, as the cockney into the eels when she put him in a paste alive. She napped him by the coxcomb to the sick and cried, down, Montans, down!
Hail to your grace.
Good morrow to you both.
I'm glad to see your highness.
Beloved Regan, thy sister's not. She hath tied sharp to unkindness like a vulture. Here. I can scarce speak to thee, Regan, thou not. Regan.
I have hoped you less know how to value her desert than she to stand her duty.
Say, how is that?
I cannot think my sister in the least would fail her obligation. If, sir, perchance she have restrained the riots of your followers, 'tis on such ground, and to such wholesome end, as clears her from all blame.
My curse is on her!
Oh, sir, you are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of her confine. You should be ruled and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than you yourself. Therefore, I pray that to our sister you do make return, say you have wronged her, sir.
Ask her forgiveness. And do but mark how this becomes the house. Oh, dear daughter, I confess that I am old. Age is unnecessary. On my knees, I beg that you'll vouchsafe me raiment, bed, and food.
Good sir, no more. These are unsightly tricks. Return me to my sister.
Never, Regan. She hath abated me of half my train, looked black upon me, struck me with her tongue most vile upon the very heart. All the stored vengeances of heaven fall on her ingrateful top. Strike her young bones, you taking heirs with lameness.
Fie, sir, fie.
Oh, the blessed gods. So will you wish on me when the rash mood is on?
No, Regan, 'tis not in thee to cut off my train. Thou better knowest the offices of nature and bond of childhood. My half of the kingdom hast thou not forgot, wherein I thee endowed.
Good sir, to the purpose.
Who stopped my servant?
Is your lady come?
Oh, this is a slave whose easy borrowed pride dwells in the fickle grace of earth he follows out, but from my sight.
What means your grace?
Who stopped my servant? Regan, I have good hope you did not know aught. But who comes here? Art not ashamed to look upon this beard? Oh, Regan, wilt thou take her by the hand?
Why not by the hand, my lord? How have I offended?
How came my man in the stocks?
I set him there, sir, but his own disorders deserve much less advancement.
You? Did you?
Father, being weak seems so. If till the expiration of your month you will return and sojourn with my sister, dismissing half your train, come then to me. I am from home and out of that provision which shall be needful for your entertainment.
Return with her, and 50 men dismissed. No, rather I abjure all roofs and choose to wage against the enmity of the air, to be a comrade with the wolf and the owl. Necessity shall pinch. Return with her. Persuade me rather to be a slave and sumpter to this detested groom.
At your choice, sir.
I pray thee, do not make me mad. I will not trouble thee, my child, farewell. We'll no more meet, no more see one another, but yet thou art my flesh, my blood, my daughter. Or rather a disease that's in my flesh, but I'll not chide thee. Let shame come when it will, I do not call it. Mend when thou canst, be better at thy leisure. I can be patient, I can stay with Regan, I am my 100 knights.
Not altogether so. I looked not for you yet, nor am provided for your fit welcome. Give ear, sir, to my sister.
Is this well spoken?
I dare vouch it, so what? 50 followers, is it not well? What should you need of more? How in one house should many people under two commands hold enmity? 'Tis hard, almost impossible.
Why might not you, my lord, receive attendance from those that she calls servants, or from mine?
Why not, my lord? If you will come to me, for now I spy a danger. I entreat you to bring but 5 and 20. To no more will I give place or notice.
I gave you all,
And in good time.
made you my guardians, my depositaries, but kept a reservation to be followed with such a number. Those wicked creatures yet do look well favored when others are more wicked. Not being in the worst stands in some rank of praise. I will go with thee, thy 50 doth double 5 and 20, and thou art twice her love.
Hear me, my lord. What need you 5 and 20, 10 or 5 to follow in a house where twice so many have a command to tend you?
What need? 1.
Reason, not the need. Our basest beggars are in the poorest things superfluous. You see me here, you gods, a poor old man as full of grief as age, wretched and bone. If it be you that stir these daughters' hearts against their father, fool me not so much to bear it tamely. Touch me with noble anger, and let not women's weapons, water drops, stain my man's cheeks. Unnatural hags, I will have such revenges on you both that all the world shall. I will do such things. What they are yet I know not, but they shall be the terrors of the earth. You think I'll weep? No. I'll not weep. I am full cause of weeping, but this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws or air. I'll weep. Oh, fool. I shall go back.
Let us withdraw. It will be a storm.
The house is little. The old man and his people cannot be well disturbed. 'Tis his own blame hath put himself from rest and must needs taste his folly.
For this particular, I will receive him gladly, but not one forward.
Oh, so am I purposed. Where is my lord of Gloucester?
Follow the old man before.
The king is in high rage.
Whither is he going?
He calls to horse, but will I know not whither.
'Tis best to give him way. He leads himself.
My lord entreat him by no means to stay.
Alack, the night comes on, and the bleak winds do sorely ruffle. For miles about there's scarce a bush.
Sir, to willful men the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters. Shut their doors. He is attended with a desperate train in what they may incense him to, being active and his ear abused. Wisdom bids fear.
Shut up your doors, my lord. It's a wild night. The reading counsels well. Come out of the storm.
Could not
golden children! You owe me no subscription! Let it fall, your horrible pleasure!
Who's there?
Nary here's grace in a codpiece that's a wise man and a fool.
Alas, sir, are you here? Since I was a man, such groans of roaring wind and rain I never remember to have heard.
Now, let the great gods that keep this dreadful putter o'er our heads find out their enemies! Tremble, thou wretch that hast within thee undivulged crimes unwhipped of justice! Hide thee, thou bloody hand, closed pent of guilt's ride! Your concealing continence in crime, these dreadful summoners' grace! I am a man, all sinned against, and sinning.
Alas, sir, bareheaded. Good my lord, hard by here is a hovel. Some friendship will defend you against the tempest. Will oppose you there.
My wits begin to turn. Come, my boy. Not cold. I am cold myself. Where's the straw fellow? The odd of our necessities is strange that can make vile things precious. Come here, Hovel. Go through it, May. When one part in my heart that's sorry yet for thee.
He that has a little tiny wit, with hay through the wind and the rain, must make content with his fortunes fit, for the rain it raineth every day. This is a brave night to cool a courtesan. I'll speak a prophecy ere I go. When priests are more in word than matter, when brewers mar their malt with water, when nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burned but wenches' suitors, when every case in law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight, when slanders do not live in tongues, nor cut purses come not to throngs, when usurers till their gold in the field, and bawds and whores do churches build. Then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes the time who lives to see it, that going shall be used with feet.
Alack! Edmund! I like not this unnatural dealing. When I desired their leave that I might pity him, they took from me the use of mine own house, forbade me on pain of their perpetual displeasure, not to speak of him, entreat for him, nor any way sustain.
Most savage and unnatural.
Go to! Say you nothing. I have received a letter this night. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. I have locked the letter in my closet. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged home. There's part of a power already footed. We must incline to the king. I will seek him and privily relieve him. But go you and maintain talk with the duke, that my charity be not of him perceived. If he ask for me, I am ill and gone to bed. Though I die for it, as no less is threatened me. The king, my old master, must be relieved. Oh, there is some strange thing toward. Edmund, pray you, be careful.
His courtesy forbid thee shall Cornwall instantly know. And of that letter, too. It seems a fair deserving, and must draw me that which my father loses, no less than all. The younger rises, when the old doth fall.
How's it going? We should talk.
Here is the place, my lord, good my lord, enter. The tyranny of the open nights do thus for nature to endure.
And be alone.
Good my lord, enter here.
Would break my heart.
I had rather break breaks mine own, good my lord, enter.
Thou thinkest 'tis much that this contentious storm engages to the skin. So 'tis to thee. But where the greater malady is fixed, the lesser is scarce felt. The tempest in my mind doth from my senses take all feeling, else save what beats there. Really gratitude! No, I win no more. On such a night to shut me out, no Regan! Goneril! That way madness lies, let me shun that and no more of that.
Good my lord, enter here.
Good boy. Get you in first. Rouse this poverty. Then get me in. I'll pray. And then I'll sleep. Naked wretches. So here you are, the bite, the pelting of this pitiless storm. How shall you house this heads and unfed sides defend you from seasons such as these? I have taken too little care of this. Take physic, pomp, expose thyself to feel what wretches feel, that thou mayst take the superflux unto them and show the heavens more just.
Who's there?
A spirit, he says his name's Poor Tom.
Hold on now, let us grumble there in the straw. Come forth.
Away! The foul fiend follows me! The sharp howler blows the cold wind. Oh, go to thy cold bed and warm thee.
Oh, hast thou given all to thy two daughters, and art thou come to this?
Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend hath led through fire and through flame, through ford and whirlpool, ere bog and quagmire, hath laid knives under his pillow, and halters in his pews, and rats bane by his porridge? Bless thy fine wits! Tom's cold! Oh, doody. Bless thee for whirlwind star-blasting and taking to poor Tom some charity whom the foul fiend vexes. There could I have him now, and there, and there, and there again, and there!
What, have his daughters brought him to this pass? Couldst thou say nothing? Didst thou give them all?
He hath no daughters, sir.
Death! Traitor! Nothing could have subdued nature to such aloneness but his unkind daughters!
Take heed of the foul fiend. Obey thy parents. Keep thy word justly. Swear not. Commit not man's sworn spouse. Said not, sweetheart, proud array. Oh, Tom is a cold.
What hast thou been?
Serving man, proud in heart and mind, that curled my hair or gloves in my cup, served the lust of my mistress' heart, and did the act of darkness with her. Wine, plenty, dearly, and a woman of Paramour the Turk. False of heart, light of ear, bloody of hand, hog and slop, fox and self, lion and grey.
sophisticated thou art the thing itself. This man, no more than this. Unaccommodated man is nothing but such a poor, bare-forked animal as thou art. Off you Our buccaneer!
Oh, it's just a naughty night to swim in. Look, here comes a walking fire.
It's the foul fiend's liberty, Jimmit! He begins that curtain. Still another scout. Squints the eyes, mildews the light meat, and hurts the poor creature of earth.
There's your grace.
What's he?
Who's there? What is it you see?
What are you there? Your names?
Spartan! The swinging frog, the toad, the tadpole, the wild newt, and the water. The fury of his heart when the foul fiend rages, eats down every poor skeleton, kicks the green mantle of the standing pool. Who is whipped from tithing to tithing, and slap punished and imprisoned. You are my following, peace smoking, peace thou fiend!
Hath your grace no better company?
Oh! Darkness is a gentleman. Maud, he's called, and Maud.
Our flesh and blood is grown so vile, my lord, that it doth hate what gets it.
Poor Tom's a cold.
Go in with me. My duty cannot suffer to obey in all your daughter's hard commands. Go there, injunction me to bar my doors, and let this tyrannous night take hold upon you. And if I venture to come seek you out and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
Let me talk a minute with this learned philosopher. What is the cause of thunder?
Good, my lord. Take his offer. Go into the house.
Let me have a word with this same learned thief. What is your study?
I prevent the fiend and tell her.
Oh, I want in private with you.
Importune him once more to go, my lord. His wits begin to unsettle.
Canst thou blame him? His daughters seek his death. Ah, that good man Kent, he said it would be thus. Poor banished man. Thou say'st the king grows mad. I'll tell thee, friend, I am almost mad myself. I had a child. She sought my life. But lately, very late, I loved her, friend. No father his child dearer. Truth to tell thee, the grief hath crazed my wits. What a night's this. I do beseech your grace.
Oh, cry your mercy. Noble philosopher, your company.
Poor Tom's cold.
In, fellow! There!
Come,
Into the hovel!
let's all in.
This way.
With him, I'll keep still with my philosopher.
Oh, taking you on!
Yeah. Come on.
Come, good
Go on
Athenian.
with us.
Come, good Athenian.
Child rose into the dark tower king. Where still? Fly, fo and fum. I smell the blood of a British
Here's better than the open air. Take it thankfully. I'll piece out the comfort with what addition I can. I shall not be long from you.
All the power of his wits have given way to his impatience. The gods reward your kindness.
I'll arraign them straight.
How do you, sir? Stand you not so amazed. Will you lie down and rest here upon the cushions?
I'll see them try it first. Come, bring in the evidence. You, the roped man of justice. Take thy place. And you, his yoke fellow of equity, bench by his side. Oh, you are of the commission, sit you too. honorable assembly, I take my oath. She get the poor king her father.
Come hither, mistress. Is your name, Goneril?
Ma, she cannot deny it.
Oh, cry to mercy. I took you for a joint stool.
And look, there is another whose warm looks proclaim what store her heart is set on. Stop her there! Arms, sword, fire! Corruption in the place! False justice, and why hast thou let her escape?
Oh, pity, sir. Where is the patience now that all have boasted to retain?
My fears me to take his part so much they'll mar my counterfeiting.
Now let them anatomize Regan. See what breathes about her heart. Is there any cause in nature for these hearts?
Now, good my lord, lie here and rest a while.
Make no noise. No noise. Draw the curtains. So. We'll go to supper in the morning, eh?
And I'll go to bed at noon.
Good friend, where is the king, my master?
Here, sir, but trouble him not. His wits are gone.
Take him in thine arms, friend, I prithee. I have o'erheard a plot of death upon him. There is a litter ready. Lay him in and drive towards Dover, friend, where thou shalt meet both welcome and protection. Take thy master in thy arms. If thou shouldst dally half an hour, his life, then thine and all that offer to defend him stand in assured loss. Oh, take up, and follow me, that will to some provision give thee quick conduct.
Rest nature's things. This rest may yet have balmed thy broken senses, which if convenience will not allow, stands in hard cure. Come, help to bear thy master.
Come.
Thou must not stay behind.
Come away.
When we, our betters, see bearing our woes, we scarcely think our miseries are foes. Who alone suffers most in the mind, leaving free things and happy shows behind. But then, the mind which sufferance doth or skip, when grief hath mates, and bearing fellowship. How light and portable my pain seems now with that which makes me bend, makes the king bow. Childed as I followed, tongue away. The high noses in thy self-parade, and false opinion whose wrong thought defiles thee in thy just proof, repeals and reconciles thee. We'll have more tonight. Safe escape the king.
I will have my revenge ere I depart his house! I now perceive it was not altogether your sister's evil disposition made her seek his death, but a provoking merit set at work by reprovable badness in himself.
How malicious is my fortune that I must repent to be just. Here's the letter he spoke of, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Oh heavens, that this treason were not, or not I, the detector. If the matter of this paper be certain, you have mighty business in hand.
True or false, it had made thee Earl of Gloucester.
I will persever in my course of loyalty, though the conflict be sore between that and my blood.
I will lay trust upon thee, and thou shalt find a dearer father in my love. Go speedily to my lord your husband. Show him this letter. The army of France has landed. Seek out the villain Gloucester.
Hang him instantly.
Look out his eye.
Leave him to my displeasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitor's father are not fit for your beholding. Farewell, dear sister. Farewell, my lord of Gloucester. How now? Where is the king?
My lord of Gloucester have conveyed him hence.
Get horses for your mistress.
Farewell, sweet lord and sister.
Edmund, farewell. Seek out the traitor Gloucester. Pity him like a thief. Bring him before us. Though well we may not pass upon his life without the form of justice, yet our power shall do a courtesy to our wrath, which men may blame, but not control. Who's there? The traitor?
Oh, ungrateful fox, 'tis he.
Bind fast his corky arms.
Oh, what mean your graces by this? Good my friends, consider you are my guests. Do me no foul play, friends.
Bind him, I say.
Oh, filthy traitor.
Unmerciful lady as you are, I'm none.
To this chair. Bind him.
What will you do?
Come, sir. What letters have you late from France?
The simple answer, for we know the truth.
And what confederacy have you with the traitors late-footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands have you sent the lunatic king? Speak!
I have a letter, guessingly set down, that comes from one who's of a neutral heart and not from one opposed.
Cunning.
And false!
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Wherefore to Dover, sir? Thou was not charged.
Wherefore to Dover? Let him first answer that.
I am tied to the stake, and I must stand the course.
Wherefore to Dover, sir?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister and his anointed flesh take boorish fangs. The sea, with such a fury as his head and hell black night hath endured, would have buoyed up and quenched the stilled fires. Yet, poor old heart, he hoped the heavens to rain, all cruels else subscribe. But I shall see the winged vengeance overtake such children.
Seat thou shalt never.
Oh! Oh!
Fellows, hold the chair. Upon these eyes of thine, I'll set my foot.
Ah! 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 Give me some help! Oh, cruel! Oh, you gods!
One side shall mock another, the other too.
If you take action!
Hold your hand, my lord! I have served you ever since I was a child, but at your service have I never done either now to bid you hold.
Oh, now you dog!
For you to wear a beard upon your chin, I'd shake it on this quarrel. What do you mean?
My villain!
Ah! Nay then, come on and take the chance of anger. Give me your peasants do thus! Oh, I am slain! My lord, you have what I love to see some mischief on him. Oh!
Let the Seymour prevent it! Out! Violently! Where is thy luster now?
Oh, dark and comfortless! Where's my son Edmund? Edmund! You kindle all the sparks of nature to quit this horrid act.
Treacherous villain, thou callest on him that hates thee. It was he that made the overture of thy treasons to us, who is too good to pity thee.
Oh, my follies! Then Edgar was abused! Kind gods, forgive me that, and prosper her!
Go thrust him out at gates and let him smell his way to Dover. How is it, my lord? How look you?
I've received a hurt. Follow me, lady. Throw this slave upon the dunghill! Bring it. I plead apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm.
to be worst. The lowest, most dejected thing of fortune stands still in esperance, lives not in fear. The lamentable change is from the best. The worst returns to laughter. Welcome then, thou unsubstantial air that I embrace. But who comes here? My father, poorly led.
Oh, my good lord, I have been your tenant and your father's tenant these 80 years.
Prithee, get thee gone. Good friend, be gone. Thy comforts can do me no good at all. Thee they may hurt.
Alexa, you cannot see your way.
I have no way, and therefore want no eyes. I stumbled when I saw. Oh, dear child Edgar, if I could but see thee in my touch, I'd say I had eyes again.
Hannah! Who's there?
Oh, gods, who can say I am at the worst? I am worse than ever I was.
'Tis poor mad Tom.
And worse I may be yet. The worst is not so long as we can say this is the worst.
Fellow, where goest?
Is it a beggar man?
That man, and a beggar too.
He hath some reason, else he could not beg. In last night's storm, I such a fellow saw, which made me think a man a worm. My child then came into my mind, though my mind was then scarce friends with her. I have heard more since. As flies to wanton boys are we to the gods. They kill us for their sport.
How should this be? Bad is the trade that must play full to sorrow. Bless thee, master!
Is it the naked fellow?
Aye, my lord.
Then get thee gone.
Alexa, he is mad!
'Tis the time's plague! When madmen lead the blind, do as I bid thee. Sirrah, the naked fellow.
Poor Tom's a cold. I cannot daub it further.
Come hither, fellow.
And yet I must. Bless thy sweet eyes, they bleed.
Here, take this purse. Thou, whom the heavens' plagues have humbled to all strokes, that I am wretched, make thee the happier. Heaven steals so still. Let the superfluous and lust-dieted man who slaves your ordinance, who will not see because he does not feel your power quickly. So shall distribution undo excess, and each man have enough. Knowest thou the way to Dover?
Both stile and gate, horseway and footpath. Poor Tom hath been scared out of his good wits. Bless thee, good man, son, from the foul fiends.
There is a cliff, whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confined deep. Lead me but to the very brink of it, and I'll repair thy misery with something rich about me. From that place I shall no leading need.
Give me thy arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
Welcome, my lord. Marvel our mild husband not met us on the way. Well, where's your master?
Madam, within, but never man so changed. I told him of the army that was landed. He smiled at it. I told him you were coming. His answer was the worst. Of Gloucester's treachery and of the loyal service of his noble son. When I informed him of that, then he called me soft and told me I had turned the wrong side out. What most he should dislike seems pleasing to him, what like offensive.
Then shall you go no farther. It is the cowish terror of his spirit. Back, Edmund, my brother, hasten his masters and conduct his powers. I must change arms at home and give the distaff into my husband's hand. This trusty servant shall pass between us. Farewell. You are like to hear if you dare venture in your own behalf on mistress's command. Wear this spare speech. Hide your head. conceal me fairly well.
Yours in the ranks of death.
My most dear Gloucester. The difference of man and man. To the end, services are due. My fully usurps my body.
Madam! Here comes my lord.
I have been worth the whistle.
Goneril, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. I fear your disposition. She that herself will sliver and disbranch from her material sap, perforce must wither and come to deadly use.
No more, the text is
Wisdom
foolish.
and goodness to the vile seem vile. Filths savor but themselves. What have you done? Tigers, not daughters, what have you performed? A father and a gracious aged man whose reverence even the headlug bear would lick. Most barbarous, most degenerate have you maddened. Could my good brother suffer you to do it? If that the heavens do not their visible spirits send quickly down to tame these vile offenses, it will come. Humanity must perforce prey on itself, like monsters of the deep.
Milk-livered man, that bearest a head for blows, a cheek for wrongs. Where's thy drum? France spreads his banners in our noiseless land. With plumed helm thy slayer begins threats, whilst thou, a moral fool, sit still and criest, alack, what does he sow?
See thyself, devil! Proper deformity seems not in the fiend so horrid as in woman.
Vain
Were it my fitness to let these hands obey my blood, they are apt enough to dislocate and tear thy flesh and bones. However thou art a fiend, the woman's shape doth shield.
Marry your manhood, you!
What news?
Oh, my good lord, the Duke of Cornwall's dead, slain by his servant going to put out the other eye of Gloucester.
Well, shows you are above you, justicers, that these our nether crimes so speedily can venge. But oh, poor Gloucester, lost he his other eye?
Both, my lord. This letter, madam, here's a speedy answer. 'Tis from your sister.
Oh, why had I life this full of being widowed of my Gloucester? I'll read an answer.
Where was his son when they did take his eyes?
Come with my lady hither.
He is not here.
No, my good lord, I met him back again.
Knows he the wickedness?
Aye, my lord, was he informed against him, and put the house on purpose that their punishment might have the freer course.
Gloucester, I live to thank thee for the love thou showedst the king, and to revenge thine eyes. Come hither, friend.
Why the King of France has so suddenly gone back, know you the reason?
Something he left imperfect in the state, which imports to the kingdom so much fear and danger that his personal return was most required and necessary.
Who hath he left behind him, General?
The Marshal of France, Monsieur Lafare.
Well, madam, the poor distressed Lear is in the town, who sometime in his better tune remembers what we are come about, and by no means will yield to see his daughter.
Why, good sir?
A sovereign shame so elbows him. His own unkindness that stripped her from his benediction, turned her to foreign casualties, give her dear rights to his dog-hearted daughter. These things sting his mind so venomously that burning shame detains him from Cordelia.
Alack, poor gentleman.
Of Albany's and Cornwall's power, you heard not.
'Tis so, they are afoot.
Well, madam, I'll take you to our master Lear and leave you to attend him.
But are my brother's powers set forth?
Aye, madam.
Himself in person there?
Madam, with much ado, your sister is the better soldier.
Lord Edmund spake not with your lord at home.
No, madam.
What might import my sister's letter to him?
I know not, lady.
Faith, he is posted hence on serious matter. It was great ignorance Gloucester's eyes being out to let him live. Where he arrives, he moves all hearts against us. Edmund, I think, is gone in pity of his misery, to dispatch his nighted life. Moreover, to descry the strength of the enemy.
I must needs after him, madam, with my letter.
Our troops set forth tomorrow. Stay with us. The ways are dangerous.
I may not, madam, my lady, charge my duty in this business.
Why should she write to Edmund? Be like something, I know not what. A lovely much, let me unseal the...
Madam, I had rather...
I know your lady does not love her husband. I am sure of that. And at her late being here, she gave strange eyelids and most speaking looks to noble Edmund. I know you are of her bosom.
I, madam?
I speak in understanding. You are. I know it. Therefore, I do advise you. Take this note. My lord is dead. Edmund and I have talked, and more convenient is he for my hand than for your lady's. You may gather him. Oh. If you do chance upon him, pray, give him this. And when your mistress hears thus much from you, bid her call her wisdom to her. Fare you well. Oh. If you do chance to hear of that blind traitor, preferment falls on him that cuts him off.
Would I can meet him, madam? I should show what party I do follow.
Fare you well.
Oh, when shall we come to the top of that same hill?
You do climb up it now. Look how we labor. Oh.
Methinks the ground is even.
Horrible steep. Hark! Do you hear the sea?
Truly, no.
And your other senses growing perfect by your eyes' anguish.
So may it be indeed.
Come on, sir. Here's the place. Stand still. Oh, how fearful and dizzy 'tis to cast one's eyes so low. The fishermen that walk upon the beach appear like mice. The murmuring surge that upon unnumbered idle pebbles chafes cannot be heard so high. Oh, I'll look no more, lest my brain turn and the deficient sight tumble down headlong.
Set me where you stand.
Give me your hand. You are now within a foot of the extreme verge, for all beneath the moon would I not leap upright.
Let go my hand. Go thou farther off. Bid me farewell, and let me hear thou going.
Now fare thee well, good sir.
With all my heart.
I do trifle thus with his despair is done to cure it.
Oh, you mighty gods! In your sight, I do patiently shake my great affliction off. If Edgar live, oh, pity her. Now, fellow, fare thee well. Oh!
Gone, sir. Farewell. Yet I know not how conceit may rob the treasury of life, and life itself yields to the theft. Had he been where he thought, by this had thought been past. Alive or dead.
Oh, sir! Friend! Hear ye, sir, speak!
Thus might he pass indeed. Yet he revives.
What are ye, sir?
Away! Let me die!
10 mass each, but not the altitude which thou perpendicularly fell. The life of you.
But have I fallen or no?
From the dread summit of this chalky board. Look up at it. The shrill gorge black so far cannot be seen or heard. You but look up.
Alack! I have no eyes! Is misery deprived that benefit to end itself by death? 'Twas yet some comfort when wretchedness could beguile the tyrant's rage and frustrate his proud will.
Me your arm. Oh, up. So. Calloused. Feel ye your legs. Stand.
Too well. Too well.
This is above all strange. Upon the crown of the cliff, what thing was that which parted from you?
Poor beggar man.
As I stood here below, methought his eyes were two full moons.
thing you speak of? I took it for a man. Often 'twould say to me, the fiend, the fiend! He led me to that place.
Your free and patient thoughts. Who comes here?
They cannot touch me for coining. I am the king himself. Nature's above art in that respect. Yeah? There's your press money. That fellow handles his ball like a crow keeper. And draw me a clothier's yard. Huh? Oh, look! Look, a mouse! Peace! Peace! This piece of toasted cheese should do it. There's my gauntlet. I'll prove it on a giant. I'll bring up the brown bears. Well, flow, bird, in the cloud, in the cloud.
Sweet marjoram.
No, that voice.
Goneril with the white beard. They flattered me like a dog and told me I had white hairs in my beard, and the black ones were there to say, I know to everything that I said. When the rain came to wet me once, and the wind to make me chatter, when the thunder would not peace at my bidding. There I found them. There I smelt them out to go to. They're not men of their words. They told me I was everything. It's a lie. I'm not any proof.
That trick of voice I do remember well. Is not the king?
I? Every inch a king. But I can understand. See how the subject quakes. I parted that man's life. What was thy cause? Adultery? Thou shalt not die. Die for adultery? No. The wren goes to it, and the small gilded flies does leisure in my sight. Let copulation thrive, for Gloucester's bastard son was kinder to his father than my daughters got 'tween the lawful sheets. To it, luxury, pell-mell, in, for I lack soldiers. Well done, simpering dame, whose face between her forks presages snow, that minces virtue and does shake the head to hear of pleasure's name. The fichu, nor the soiled horse goes to it with the more riotous appetite. Down from the waist they are centaurs, though women all above. But to the girdle do the gods inherit. Beneath is all the fiends. There's hell. There's darkness. There's the sulphurous pits, burning, scalding, stench, consumption, fire!
Let me kiss that hand.
Nay, let me wipe it first. It smells of mortality.
Thou ruined piece of nature.
up to nod. Do you know me?
I know thine eyes well enough. And dost thou squinty at me? No. Do thy worst, blind Cupid, on not love. Oh. Read thou this challenge, mark but the penning of it.
Were all the letters sons? I could not see one.
I would not take this from report. It is in my heart breaks at it.
And no eyes in your head, no money in your purse, yet you see how this world goes.
I see it feelingly.
What? Art mad? A man may see how this world goes with no eyes. Look with thine ears. See how young justice rails upon young simple thief. Hearken thine ear. Change places and handy-dandy. Which is the justice? Which is the thief? The usurer hangs the cozener. Through tattered clothes, small vices do appear, robes and furred gowns hide all. They'd sin with gold, and the strong lance of justice hurtless breaks, armored in rags. A pygmy straw does pierce it. Go get the glass eyes, and like a scurvy politician, seem to see the things thou dost not.
Matter and impertinency mixed, reason and madness.
If thou wert to reap my fortunes, take my eye. I know thee well enough. Thy name is Gloucester. Thou must be patient. You came crying hither. When we are born, we war, and we cry. I will preach to thee. Mark. What for shame? When we are born, cry. Then we are come to this great stage of fools. This is a good block. I'll put it in proof. And when I am stolen upon these sons-in-laws, then kill, 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 kill.
Foremost to your daughter.
What? No rescue. A prisoner. I am even the natural fool of fortune. Very well. Use me well, thou shalt have ransom. Let me have surgeons. I am cut to the breaks.
Well, you shall have anything.
Then I will die pregnant, like a bridegroom. I will be jovial. Come, come, my masters, I am a king. Know you that?
You're a royal one and we obey you.
There's life in it. But if you shall get it, you shall get it by running
The sight most pitiful and the meanest wretch. Past speaking of it a king. Thou hast one daughter who redeems nature from the general curse which twain have brought her to.
Hail, gentle sir!
Sir, speak, what's your will?
Do you hear aught, sir, about this ward?
Most pure and vulgar, everyone hears that which can distinguish sound.
But by your favor, how near is the other army?
Near and on speedy foot. The main descry stands on the hourly thought. Though that the queen on special cause is here, her army is moved on.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you ever gentle gods, let not my worser spirits tempt me to die again before you please.
Well, pray you, sir.
Now, fellow, what are you?
A most poor man, made tame to fortune's blows, that by the art of known and feeling sorrows am pregnant to good pity. Give me your hand. I will lead you to some Bible.
A proclaimed prize! Most happy! That eyeless head of thine was first framed flesh to raise my fortunes. Thou old, unhappy traitor, briefly thyself remember, the sword is out that must destroy thee.
And then let thy friendly hand put strength enough to it.
Wherefore, bold peasant, darest thou support a published traitor? Hence, lest that the infection of his fortune take like hold on thee. Let go his arm.
So let it go, sir, that third occasion.
Let go, slave, or thou diest.
Nay, keep up. Come on near, old man. Chivalry, or I try whether custard my follow be the harder. Shall I plain with you?
Out, dunghill!
Give the letters which thou spiced about me to Edmund, Earl of Gloucester. Seek him out. Untimely death.
I know thee well. A serviceable villain. His duties to the vices of thy mistress's badness would desire.
What? Is he dead?
Sit you down, father. Rest you. Let's see these pockets. The letters he speaks of may be my friends. Let our reciprocal vows be remembered. I have many opportunities to cut him off. There's nothing done if he return the conqueror. Then am I the prisoner and his bed my jail. From the loathed warmth whereof deliver me, and supply the place for your labor. Your wife, so I would say, affectionate servant, Goneril! A plot upon her virtuous husband's life, and exchange my brother. Here in the sands thee I'll rake up, the post unsanctified of murderous lecherous, and in the mature time with this ungracious paper strike the sight of the death practice duke. Grant as well that of thy death and business I can tell.
The king is mad. How stiff is my vile sense that I stand up and have ingenious sense of my huge sorrow.
Come, father. I'll bestow you with a friend.
O thou good Kent, how shall I live and work to match thy goodness? My life will be too short, and every measure fail me.
To be acknowledged, madam, is overpaid.
Be better suited. These weeds are memories of those worser hours. I prithee put them off.
Yet to be known shortens my maiden care. My boon I make it that you know me not, till time and I think meet.
Then be it so, my good lord. How does the king? Why, he was met even now as mad as the vexed sea, singing aloud, crowned with all the idle weeds that grow in our sustaining corn.
So please your majesty that we may wait the king. He hath slept long.
Be governed by your knowledge and proceed to this way of your will.
News, madam. The British powers are marching hitherward.
'Tis known before. Our preparation stands in expectation of them. Oh, dear father, it is thy business that I go about. Therefore, great France, my mourning and important tears have pitied. No blown ambition doth our arms incite, but love, dear love, and our aged father's right. Oh, my dear father. Restoration, hang thy medicine on my lips, and let this kiss repair those violent harms that my two sisters have in thy reverence made.
Kind and dear princess.
Was this a face to be opposed against the warring winds? To stand against the deep trembled-tid thunder? 'Tis wonder that thy life and wits at once had not concluded all. How does my royal lord? How fares your majesty? Sir, do you know me?
You are a spirit. I know. When did you die?
He is scarce awake. Let him alone a while.
Where have I been? Where have I? I have been mightily abused. I should indeed die with pity to see another thus. I know not what to say.
Look upon me,
but
sir.
Do not mock me. I am a very foolish, fond old man. And to deal plainly, I fear I am not in my perfect mind. Methinks I should know you. I know this man, yet I am doubtful, for I am mainly ignorant what place this is. And all the strength I have remembers not these garments, nor I know not, for I did lodge last night. Do not abandon me, for as I am a man, I think this lady to be my child. Cordelia.
So I am.
Your tears wet. Yes, pray weep not. If you have poisoned for me, I will drink it. I know you did not love me, for your sisters have, as I do remember, done me wrong. You have some cause. I have not.
No cause. No cause.
Am I in France?
In your own country, sir.
Be comforted, good madam. The great rage you see is killed in him, and yet it is danger to make him even over the time he has lost. Desire him to go in. Trouble him no more until further settling.
Will it please your highness walk?
You must bear with me. Pray you now forget and forgive. I am a very foolish old man.
Hold it true, sir, that the Duke of Cornwall was so slain?
Most certain, sir.
Who is the conductor of this people?
As is said, the bastard son of Gloucester. 'Tis time to look about. The powers of the kingdom approach apace.
Your retreatment is like to be bloody. Fare you well, sir.
Now, sweet lord, you know the goodness I intend upon you. Tell me, but truly, but then speak the truth. Do you not love my sister?
An honored love.
you never found my brother's way to the forfeited place.
That thought abuses you.
I am doubtful that you have been conjunct and bosomed with her as far as we call her.
No. By mine honor, madam.
My lord, I shall not endure her. Be not familiar with her.
Fear me not.
She and the Duke, her husband.
I'd rather lose the battle than that sister loosen him and me.
Our very loving sister. Well be met. Sir, this I hear. The king has come to his daughter, with others whom the rigor of our state forced to cry out. Where I could not be honest, I never yet was valiant. For this business it toucheth us as France invades our land. Not bolds the king, with others, whom I fear most just and heavy causes make oppose.
Sir, you speak nobly.
Combine together against the enemy, for these domestic and particular broils are not the question here.
Let's then determine with the ancient war on our proceedings.
I will attend you presently at your tent.
Sister, you'll go with us.
No, sister, I pray, 'tis most convenient to go with us. Oh, how I know the riddle. I will go.
If ever your grace had speech with man's support, hear me one word.
I'll overtake you. Speak.
Before you fight the battle, open his left. Your victory, let the trumpet sound for him that cries. Wretched though I seem, I can produce a champion that will prove wisdom ousted. You miscarried. Your business of the world hath so an end, and machination ceases. Fortune love.
But stay till I have read the letter.
I was forbid it. When time shall serve, look what the heralds cry, and I'll appear again.
I fare thee well, I will not look thy paper.
The enemy's in view. Draw up your powers. Here's the guess of their true strength and forces by diligent discovery. But your haste is now urged on you.
We will greet the time.
To both these sisters have I sworn my love. Each jealous of the other as the stung are of the adder. Which of them shall I take? Both! One or neither. Neither can be enjoyed if both remain alive. To take the widow exasperates, makes mad her sister Goneril. And hardly shall I carry out my side, her husband being alive. Now then, we'll use his countenance for the battle, which being done, let her who would be rid of him devise his speedy taking off. As for the mercy which he intends to Lear and to Cordelia, the battle done and they within our power shall never see his pardon. For my state stands on me to defend, not to debate.
Some officers, take them away!
We are not the first who with best meaning have incurred the worst. For thee, oppressive king, am I cast down myself, could else outfrown false fortune's frown. Shall we not see these daughters and these sisters?
Let's away to prison. We two alone shall sing like birds in the cage. And without us, my blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. And so we'll live and pray and sing and tell old tales and laugh and gilded butterflies and hear poor rogues talk of court news. And we'll talk to them too, who loses and who wins, who's in, who's out. And we'll take upon us the mystery of things as if we were God's spies. And so we'll wear out in a wild prison packs and sects of rebels that ebb and flow by the moon.
Take them away!
Upon such sacrifices, my Cordelia, the gods themselves throw incense. But comfy. He that haunts us shall bring a brand from heaven and fire us hence like foxes. What thine eyes? And the good years shall devour the flesh and fell air that shall make us weep. We'll see him start first. Go!
Come hither, Captain. Hark. Take thou this note. go follow them to prison. If thou dost as this instructs thee, thou dost make thy way to noble fortunes. Know thou this, that manner as the time is, to be tender-minded does not become a sword.
I'll do it, my lord.
About it. And right happy when thou hast done?
If it be man's work, I'll do it. Sir, you have showed today your valiant strength, and fortune led you well. You have the captives, we do require them of you.
Sir, I thought it fit to send the old and miserable king to some retention and appointed guard. With whom I sent the queen. At this time we sweat and bleed. The friend hath lost his friend, and the best quarrels in the heat are cursed by those that feel their sharpness. The question of Cordelia and her father requires a fitter place.
Sir, by your patience, I hold you but a subject of this war, not as a brother.
That's as we list grace him. He led our powers, bore the commission of my place and person, the which immediacy may well stand up, and call itself your brother.
Not so hot. In his own grace he doth exalt himself more than in your edition.
In my rights, by me invested he can pierce the best.
So were the most if he should husband you.
Jesters do all prove profit.
Holla, the eye that told you so looked but a squint.
Lady, I am not well, else I should answer from a full fluent stomach. General, take thou my prisoners picturally, dispose of them with me. The walls are done. Witness the world that I create thee here, my lord and master.
Mean you to enjoy him?
The let alone lies not in your goodwill.
Nor in thine, lord.
Half-blooded fellow, yes.
Let the drums strike and prove my title.
Stay yet, hear reason. Edmund, I arrest thee on capital treason, and in thine attaint this gilded serpent. For your claim, fair sister, I bar it in the interest of my wife. 'Tis she is subcontracted to this lord, and I, her husband, contradict your bands. If you will marry, make your loves to me, my lady is bespoke.
An interlude.
Thou art armed, Gloucester. Let the trumpet sound. If none appear to prove upon thy head thy heinous, manifest, and many treasons, there is my pledge. I'll prove it on thy heart. Ere I taste bread, thou art in nothing less than I have here proclaimed thee.
I'm sick. I'll ne'er trust medicine.
Call by thy trumpet. What in the world he is that names me traitor? Villain like he lies. What is he that dares approach? On him, on you, who not? I will maintain my truth and honor firmly.
My sickness grows upon me.
She is not well. Convey her to my tent. If any man of degree or quality within the lists of the army will maintain upon Edmund, supposed Earl of Gloucester, that he is a manifold traitor, let him appear by the third sound of the trumpet.
Sound. Again. Again.
What are you? Your name, your quality, and why you answer this present summons?
No, my name is lost. My treason's tooth bare gnawn and canker bit. Yet I am noble as the adversary I come to court.
Which is that adversary?
Who's he that speaks for Edmund, Earl of Gloucester?
Himself? What sayst thou to him?
Draw thy sword, that if my speech offend a noble heart, thy arm may do thee justice. Here is mine. Thou art a traitor, false to thy gods, thy sister, and thy father, conspired against this high illustrious prince, and from the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust below thy foot, a most toad-spun traitor!
Back! Do I toss these treasons to thy head? With the hell-hated lie o'erwhelm thy heart, this sword of mine shall give them instant way, where they shall rest forever.
Save him! Save him!
This is practice, Gloucester. By the law of arms, thou wast not bound to answer an unknown opposite. Thou art not vanquished, but cousined, beguiled.
Thou worse than any name. Read thine own evil. And no tearing, lady, I perceive you know it.
Say if I do, the laws are mine, not thine. Who can arraign me for it?
Monstrous! Oh! Knowst thou this
come full circle. I am here.
I must embrace thee. Let sorrow split my heart, if ever I did hate thee or thy father.
I know it.
Where have you hid yourself? How have you known the miseries of your father?
By nursing them, my lord. The bloody proclamation to escape have followed me so near. Oh, our life's sweetness, that we the pain of death would hourly die rather than die at once, taught me to shift into a madman's rise, to assume a semblance that very dogs disdain. And in this habit, met I my father, with his bleeding rings, the precious stones new lost, became his guide, led him, begged for him, saved him from despair, never a fault, revealed myself unto him until some half hour passed when I was armed. Not sure, though hoping of this good success, I asked his blessing, and from first to last told him my pilgrimage. But his flawed heart, lacked too weak the conflict to support. Twixt two extremes of passion, joy, and grief, burst smilingly and...
Speak you on! You look as you had something more to say.
Whilst I was big and clever, there came in a man, who having seen me in my worst estate, shunned by abhorred society, but then, finding which was that so endured, with his strong arms he fastened on my neck and bellowed out as he burst heaven, threw him on my father, told the most piteous tale of Lear and him that ever ear received, which in recounting his grief grew puissant, and the strings of life began to crack. Twice then the trumpet sounded, and there I left him tranced.
But who was this?
Kent, sir. The banished Kent, who in disguise followed his enemy king and did him service improper for a slave.
Help! Help! Oh, help!
What can the what means a bloody knife?
'Tis hot. It smokes. It came even from the heart. She's dead.
Who dead? Speak, man.
Your lady, sir. Your lady, and her sister by her is poisoned. She hath confessed it.
I was contracted to them both. All three now marry in an instant.
I am come to bid my king and master a good night. Is he not here?
Great thing of us forgot. Speak, Edmund. Where's the king, and where's Cordelia?
Yet Edmund was beloved. The one the other poisoned for my sake, and after slew herself. I paid for life. Some good I mean to do, despite of mine own nature. Send quickly, be briefing into the castle, for my writ is on the life of Lear and on Cordelia. Nay, send in time.
Run! Run! Oh, run!
He hath commissioned from thy wife and me to hang Cordelia in the prison and to lay the blame upon her own despair, that she forbid herself.
The gods defend her. Bear him hence a while.
Is this the promised end?
Or image of that horror.
Fallen cease.
If it be so, it is a chance which does redeem all sorrows that ever I have felt. Oh, my good master.
Prithee away!
'Tis Kent, sir, your friend.
A plague upon your murderers! Traitors all! I might have saved her. say? Her voice was ever soft, and gentle, and low, an excellent thing in woman. I killed the slave that was a hanging thief.
'Tis true, my lords, he did.
Did I not, fellow?
If fortune brag of two she loved and hated, one of them we behold.
This is a dull sight. Are you not Kent?
The same. Your servant Kent. Where is your servant Caius?
He's a good fellow, I can tell you that. He'll strike quickly too. He's dead and rotten.
No, sir, I am the very man who followed him.
I'll see that straight.
Sir? All's cheerless, dark, and deadly. Your eldest daughters have fordone themselves and desperately are dead.
So I think.
He knows not what he says. In vain it is that we present us to him.
Bootless. Edmund is dead, my lord.
That's but a trifle here. You lords and noble friends, know our intent. What comfort to this great decay may come shall be applied. All friends shall taste the wages of their virtue, and all foes the cup of their deservings. Oh, see. See.
And my poor fool is hanged. No life. Why should a dog, a horse, a rat have life and thou no breath at all? Thou come no more. Never, 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 never. You undo this button. Thank you, sir. Do you see this? Look at her. Look, her lips. Look. Her lips. Look there. Look there.
He faints! My lord! My lord!
Break hard, I prithee break.
Look up, my lord!
Vex not his ghost. Oh, let him pass! He hates him much that would upon the rack of this tough world stretch him out longer.
Bear them from hence. Our present business is general woe. Friends of my soul, you twain rule in this realm. The gourd state sustain.
I have a journey, sir. Shortly to go. My master calls me. I must not say no.
The weight of this sad time we must obey. Speak what we feel, not what we ought to say. The oldest hath borne most. We that are young shall never see so much, nor live so long.
coming. We want to take a few more minutes of your time for a little tradition we have. As some of you may know, this is the closing night of our show. This is the last time we put this on, and we like to take this time as a company to give our thanks to the people who don't get to come up on the stage and take a bow every night, but still work just as hard to make this show come to life. So if I could ask you all to hold any applause you have till the end, and we can get the house light probably so you can walk a little safer. But without further ado, these people, they each have a lovely bouquet. So first, our lovely guitarist, Olivia Corso. Thank you so much.
Okay, second up are our lovely assistant costume designers, the two Sarahs. So Sarah and Sarah, come here. Sarah. We let you off. Sorry, it was us. You guys should feel it.
We'd also like to take a moment to thank the woman who made all these lovely costumes possible, who not only did that, but dealt with me getting blood and spirit gum and spit and too many things on my costumes. I'd love to thank the wonderful Christina McCloskey.
To our proud master who created those eyeballs that were oh so horrifying and all of that blood, Wiz Wisdom.
To the person that made the hair and makeup possible, came in 2.5 hours before every show to get this beard and this wrinkled stuff on my face. And on everyone else's hair and makeup as well, the lovely Elizabeth Ballou.
Next up, we'd like to thank our sound designer who worked so hard on getting that storm right, Maria Winchell.
Oh, probably me. It is me. Okay, so our assistant scenic designer, Olivia Gathright. I don't know if she's here. Olivia? Okay, no.
To our lovely scenic designer, Mr. Ethan Gould, who made this all possible.
We'd like to thank our lighting designer, Lucy Haynes. Is she here? No? Okay.
Okay, Natasha, our fight choreo. No?
No.
No? No?
She's in DC. Our assistant technical director, who made sure that you could all actually see us tonight by running lights, Mr. Jonathan Martin.
And the man in charge of everyone who's just gotten a bunch of flowers, our technical director, Marcus.
Probably me again. It is. Why we don't make lists of people. We could not have done any of this without the one person who could actually get us money, and that is Sam Clark.
Another person we absolutely could not have done this without, who followed us on book through many rehearsals where we really, really needed it, wrote down all of our little issues, sent us lots of emails with endless positivity despite it all. Miss Phoebe Clark.
And to our lovely, lovely stage manager, Emily Dish, without whom we would be sadly, tragically, pathetically, embarrassingly lost. Just horribly. Actors are terrible in organizations.
Next, the thin, brilliant, stunningly beautiful. My first son, who quietly did not stay to coo director and replace us with his alternate cast, our assistant director, Brian Walters.
And the last, not least, young love you all came here and we auditioned for, whose vision it was, crafting the script. Who knows, half the script has been cut. The director that made all of this possible, and yeah, this is her creation. To Nora, Zahn.